Hmm. I'm going to go through and do this again because I don't believe it recorded. I'm going to test it this time. And okay, I'm recording this time. I'm not quite sure how to get the file after it's completed. I've been through the exercise already with the Google Sheets. I read through what to do to glance at it initially to see what to do. And I noticed that it's on page 5 of 5. So what I had done, and I'll continue to do, I'll do again, is to go to sheet number 1 and start from the start rather than working backwards. With sheet number 1, sorry, I'm on sheet 4. Sheet number 1, it walks me through how functions work. I'm fairly familiar with that from using Excel previously. I understand the equal sign use in the function name and the argument, which is the range. I understand how to use colons and semicolons and commas within the parenthesis. I'm familiar with the normal functions. I am also somewhat familiar with some of the more unconventional or more specific functions. The double check your Excel formulas, that's probably something I'll need to learn for later. I've made mistakes in the past. I just do it manually. But that would be something I'd want to look at again. For the sake of this, I'm not going to do that right now. Function button, when I read through it, it's not something I'd used before. I'd always just manually inputted my functions, but it's another way to do it. I don't think it's any different if you're familiar with just typing it in on the spot. Just another way to do it. With the Google Spreadsheets function list on page 4, that's very much financial, which I never ever want to get into. So I'm not going to take the time looking through that specifically. Functions button has more functions at the bottom. That's interesting. VLOOKUP I used to use when I was a teacher for my grades and multiple spreadsheets. I'm not going to look into that now. So to work through the challenge, I'm going to open it in a new tab. Copy file to my Google Drive. So file, make a copy, okay. Get rid of the original. And once it opens, I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to organize it. So it's in my folder, lesson1edpc5021. Now, I noticed that the workout log, which seems to be what we're dealing with here, is the third tab. The first 2 tabs seem to be empty. I'm not sure if they are, but I'm not going to search through. The workout log seems to fit what's happening with the instructions. I'll go through this again. Cell E28, function that adds E21 to 27. Okay, so E28, I'm going to drag function, it's add it, so it's sum, and enter. It gives me a date, which I know from experience I'd have to reformat to number to time or duration. I think it would be duration because it's not a time that I want. Okay, go back. The second function, L17. Okay, it's a create a function in one. I did the button, but I could have created it that way if I had wanted to. Equal sum parenthesis E21 colon E27 end parenthesis. In cell L15, use the functions button. Average number of reps. So average L5 to L14 and in L15. So scroll across to L5. Let me get this right. I got a small screen. Drag function button, average, enter. The average is 15. The third one, create a function that counts the number of exercises performed A5 to A14 in cell Q1. So cell Q1, I'm doing an exercise. Create a function that, let me see what it says, counts the number of exercises performed in the cell ranges. So count returns a count of the number of numerical values. Okay. Number of exercises performed in the cell ranges A5 through A14. So if I look at A5 to A14, those are just the order. That's not the number of exercises. Okay. So I'll drag it. Just go with it, A5 to A14, comma, from what I read before. J5 to J14. Okay, so it's a different set of exercises, comma, and lastly, in cell C19. So I go back and cell C19 is a running log. Okay, and I will press enter. And that has given me 10, 10, and 1, which is strange because it says 20. So maybe it's not counting the last one. I'll go back to see what it says earlier about how to check an equation because the equation doesn't seem right. I'm going to open that up in a new tab and see what it says. Okay, check that. Break it up, ballpark it, see if it works, check the arguments. If it has multiple arguments, walk through the order of operations. What's enclosed in parentheses would change how it calculates. Switch to a formula view. Accent est grave. With the control, upper left corner of the keyboard. Okay. Should have my French keyboard. Press control, grave. Okay. Don't panic. Oh, that's great. I won't. Okay, so what am I supposed to do with that? See all of it at the same time. Okay, I'll go back to my sheet and I'll press that and see all of my formulas at the same time. Because, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. A5 to 14 to A5 to 14 and C19. That's what it is. There is no numerical value on C19, so it wouldn't count it. So maybe I would have to add a numerical value to say it's another. If I were to do that, I would have to file, format, merge cells, unmerge. I'll give it a numerical value. I'll look and see if it's changed. Okay, I have to do control grave. Now it's at 21. So that matches up. So it couldn't count it because it wasn't numerical value. All right, so I can close that. Go back to Google Sheets. Not Google Sheets, the GCF. Okay, so I've created those, I've checked them, I'm comfortable with them. Now it says to copy example file to my Google Drive. So they'll provide an example file. Okay. Click the link at the top of this page to open the example file. All I could see is the GCF global orange thing. Okay. It's not what I want. I've got a print and I've got another icon there. It's not what I want. Okay, that's not what I want. I don't want Facebook, Twitter, Google, Pinterest. Going forward doesn't help me. I cannot find an example file, so I cannot copy it because I don't know where it is. Okay, I am signed in. Sharing, comments, exercise log. Okay, I can't find it. Art museum checklist. Sorry, my hootlet's getting in the way of everything. I don't know if there's something I can press there. All right. Well, I've scrolled over things, I've looked, I can't find anything that I can copy for an example file. So in absence of a file to copy, that's all I can do for now. Look through the sheet to see if there's anything else. If there's not, I'll close it. It'll automatically save, and I'll close this, and I'll bring up Cam Studio. Which appears to be problematic again. Imagine that. All right. Oh, I got it. Good stuff.